because I was very confused on what to put into words, how I was feeling about what had happened to our family. Because I have blocked it out because it was too painful to think about. What our son Kevin had to go through, being, in my opinion, tortured by this so-called man that he thought that was going to keep him safe, but he didn't. So Kevin could come home to his family, but he did not. I know that our son, if he wasn't comfortable with someone or a situation, he would have a plan to get out of it. He wouldn't go anywhere without his car, his phone, his wristlet, anything. So our son could have, if he could have had his phone, he would have called someone for help, because Kevin had everyone's number memorized in his head. And they would have been there for him no matter what. Because Kevin was the type of person that if someone needed help or if someone needed something, he'd give the shirt off his back or his last dollar for whoever or whatever. And his family and friends won't be the same because of this. We needed him, and if anybody needed him, he would always be there, including for a stranger. He would assist them in any way he could. It's going to take a while. Sorry, guys. He could, even if he could, that meant that he would give him the last bit of his money, his time, even whatever they needed. That's the type of person our son was, and he wouldn't have a second thought in his head about it. He loved his family, and he loved his friends. And when he went for that job interview with Latunski's so-called husband at the time, Kevin told me that he wasn't feeling right about it, because at first he was all excited about it. And then when he got done with the interview, he said this one was different than all the other interviews, and he just didn't feel like there was something that didn't feel right about it. And we felt that he was being targeted by Latunski and his husband at the time. Because wherever Kevin would go for shopping or even go out to the bar with friends or whatever, he felt like somebody was following him. And he's told us later that he just didn't feel comfortable. And Kevin wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. Because Kevin always liked to go shopping after work or go meet up with friends, or him and his sister would love to go shopping or do whatever. Or they'd like to go to the movies, or they would like to go out to dinner or whatever they wanted to do at the time. So Kevin asked us to drop it for now because he just didn't feel like it was anything to worry about at the time. When we found out that we were going to have another baby at the time, after we had Jennifer, we told her about she was going to be a big sister. She wasn't sure what that meant at first. She thought we meant that we were going to give her a baby doll. And then she found out that I had a baby in my belly, and she was so excited. And she goes, "Oh, I'm going to be a big sister." And then she couldn't call Kevin by his real name. She used to call him KK. And then she still would call him Kevin. But they were really, really close, and there was nothing that they wouldn't do for one another or another family member, and they were good. And just like Jenny said, and we all say, that we will always miss him and love him no matter what. So that's a general idea of what our son was like and what he would have been if he was able to be here. And he also gave eulogies to both his grandmas, because we were on vacation and Kevin stayed behind because he had to work. His grandma Bacon told him first that she had cancer, and Kevin went out of his way to help her with finding wigs or whatever she needed. He even did her makeup and everything for her for the funeral, as he promised, and a eulogy for her too. And then before Kevin died, my mom died on Easter, and Kevin gave that eulogy. And the type of person my son was, he didn't even go to college that day because he wouldn't let me drive there by myself. So my son was no animal saint, but he was an angel to us, and he always will be. And he loved doing hair, makeup, nails, and in general. And he would do anything for his friends and family, and we're going to miss him. And Christopher says that everything will never be the same for us ever again.